Welcome back, guys. Mason here, Cardinal Gaming. Again, in the weird setup over here, trying to get you guys informed on maybe some different stuff that you want to know as a collector, as an investor, and just as a person that likes Pokemon and wants to pick up some cards. We are looking at something that I really wish more people would try to follow. This is Poke Goldfish. For people that don't know about Magic, there's a website called MTG Goldfish, and a lot of people use it for pricing out cards. They do a really good job at aggregating prices, and they have these awesome charts that you can watch trends and see the movement of cards, both in paper and on Magic. You can see the online game prices as well. So that's kind of an interesting thing. But for Pokemon, we just have to worry about the paper version. So this is MTG Goldfish's version for Pokemon. So it's Poke Goldfish. I am in their prices. You get this prices right here, and then I'm in expanded. Basically, I closed out the window, so I would show you. It breaks down all the sets, and it'll have like the price of all the cards. Very cool. And then it'll have like up arrows and down arrows, whether or not they're trending up or trending down for that day. So, and they have that for every card, so it's kind of cool. And again, they have this price history, which of course we all know. And this year of the buyouts for Pokemon, you can see I was just looking at this Sylveon, which from Guardians Rising, a set that's been opened so much, and there's so much product out there because people were hunting down the Tapu Leles out of that set when it was in standard. So then we got Sylveon here, who has also exploded in price since kind of that's rolled out of standard, and then now this year, people are out there just gobbling up everything that's collectible from these sets that are just getting harder and harder to find. And I do plan on making a video where I go through all of these kind of older sets and kind of pick out a couple cards that we can watch and look at, and watch the trends on those over this year. It's kind of a cool idea to see what's happened, see the whole picture of the whole market of what stuff from this era is doing, because Sun and Moon is part of this where it's getting bought out and people are buying into it. So particularly these rainbow rares, and are some other cards that I've looked at that are doing some funky pricing. I'm not going to say absolute buyout situations because it's very subtle, but there's definitely some players here that we need to look at. And to look at, for example, I'm going to look at and scroll down on this Sylveon here. I'm going to tighten this up. This is very cool where you can move these little sliders around and kind of take a good look at. So let's look at towards May and look at this card and see where these prices are trending on this card here. We are at $20.90 at the beginning of May. And see how there's this nice little ridge that goes boop. That makes it bumps this card up almost exactly $5. And then again in the middle of August, where it goes by boop right up to $36.50 or $37.50. I'm sorry. Very clear, defined numbers and very round situations where maybe there's some bigger stores out there cleaning up and getting some of these for cheap while they could. Again, I'm going to break this down and do it in another video. I want to show you guys. But yeah, this is a very cool website. Poke Goldfish is what it's called. It has standard stuff, has new stuff. You can watch the trends throughout the whole entirety of Pokemon. And these rainbows are going to be cool and collectible. Remember, Sun and Moon is the first time we had rainbows. So these are always going to be cool. Sylveon is cool because it's fairy type. It's also got the evolutions going for it. I personally think the full art is going to be a better bet long term because it has the bright pink of, and is a fairy typing that we will never see a fairy typing apparently because Pokemon wants that to be. But so, and then you can of course see their pricing as well. Boop, a nice little bump there right in the middle of July. We see this a lot in a lot of these cards from Sun and Moon where they just shoot up Just a nice little bounce there. Boom. So interesting, but yeah. Again, we'll talk about that in a minute here. So let's talk about TCG player and sort of situations that can arise when you're looking at things like buyouts and stuff, where you have these little bumps like this. Pricing manipulation on TCG player for cards that are desirable or maybe a little bit older, where there's not quite as fast of movement going on. There is some real manipulation that's able to be done that a lot of people I don't think realize, and it definitely it is happening. It is an actual thing. It is happening in all card games, not just Pokemon, and it's something that sellers are doing to other sellers. It's because there's a tool that TCG Player, again, we're in the back end of TCG Player in the seller portal. They have this little thing here called mass price. I don't want to get into it too much because I know it's kind of like a new thing. I don't want to jeopardize TCG Player and my status on TCG Player and telling people about this stuff, but it does need to be talked about. Where it's a very obvious thing where stores are basically, when you go on there, you can basically say, hey, all these cards in Pokemon are in all these. You can define it in different parameters, but I want all my cards in Pokemon for every day to be match the lowest listing automatically. So you can set it on a timer and say at 5 o'clock p.m. every day I want to match the lowest listing on Pokemon. Everything. And there's stores out there that have that, so they can basically move things as fast as possible. So there's people that know that they do that. So it is not uncommon for a store to go in, change a price of a card that's maybe doesn't see as fast action or a lot of a selling, that they want to buy out possibly, or just buy it for real cheap. So they'll go in, list a card, whether they have it or not doesn't really matter, because chances are in the couple hour window that this happens, it's not going to sell, right? Odds are. So say they had a really cool Magic card that was like a couple $100, and that another store came behind this other store that had a legitimate listing, and instead of having it be $400, they went and listed this card for $200. You can see where a seller would come around behind them, and if they have the automatic update set up on their Magic cards to auto update to the lowest active price, where that could be an issue. So then that store sees if they have somebody that matched their price at the lowest active listing, and then buys that card. And then the hopes are is that that other seller that sold the legitimate card is just going to package it up and say, hey, this card really fell. That's weird. And then ship it off. And somebody got a $400 card for really cheap. So there is stuff like that going out, and manipulations happening. And then also buyouts where people are going, I'm just going to buy out this card. I'm going to buy every listing for this Sylveon that is less than $10. See right there where this buyout is right there at $10? Interesting. Whereas the day before, or the couple days before, is right around $8. Somebody just swooped up and went through and just bought out all those Sylveons. It's happening. It's a real thing. There's people out there buying these rare cards, and they're whether they're using the mass price manipulation or not, or just buying out cards that they know have a low population, a low seller population on TCG Player. Buy them all out, and then all of a sudden, these cards that I just paid, maybe I started buying them at $7.05 or $7.50. Now all of a sudden, these are $10 cards. It's incremental changes, but you could start something and have that trending up. So that's just something I want to make you guys all aware of. Something that we need to be very mindful of, and it's happening. It's real. So again, another short little video, guys, that explains that to you. Thanks for watching.